Okay, this is Calcat the Calcaster, and this is a review of Starfleet Academy Vox and Excelsio. It is a remake of a review because we had a hater troll on there that decided to come in out of nowhere with no views. So I have to redo it completely. I'm just going to do the video over. Okay, so for some reason, yeah, it's a review of a Starfleet Academy episode where the premise is it's about Crag, the Klingon guy, and his with some flashbacks to his family, and that are okay. They're okay flashbacks. He has issues involving that. In the opening scene, they imply that his ship was destroyed on the way to his family ship was destroyed, possibly on the way to this other refugee planet. Apparently, the Klingons are in a diaspora similar to the Romulan one, because the Abrams, or it's not Orky anymore. The Abrams people and the other ones, they like the word diaspora very much. I won't go into how this compares to anything fan films, because it doesn't really. So I won't do that. But I think the neck of the ship is when they show the saucer separation. I think that part where they show the building and it's tall and you see the symbol at the top of it. That's actually in the neck and doesn't go up to the bridge. Stops at the bridge when you see the separation. Anyway, so we see some Klingon ships in it. We get to see some other vessels. And then okay, so they think and these flashbacks lead to this sort of him thinking about his parents and his brother, and like his brother's like his father, but he's like more friendly than his father. That happens in some family relationships, where the brother is more friendly. There's also it was kind of confusing as to who because they're very kind of generic at this point, the characters, as to who he befriends when he's going to learn how to like breathe properly or whatever. It's the Koinonia guy apparently, and I was wrong in the review. I thought that it was the Bajoran guy, but it was the Koinonia guy. I'm going to fix that. And also he's apparently pansexual and wants the Klingon guy. I'm not sure if he's reciprocating though. I'm not sure. I'm sure the trolls are just butthurt that there's a gay character on Star Trek, even though there's been a gay character on Star Trek since roughly, the original Trek had a couple of gay characters on it actually. They were in the closet, but they were on the show. You can look them up. George Takei and DeForest Kelley were actually gay. Yeah, or in the closet, were bi. I think DeForest Kelley was bi. But yeah, George Takei did. Yeah, so going back to the classic Trek, so Subu and the Doctor. Not so much Spock and Kirk, even though they inspired the Spock and Kirk fan film. The slash fiction, the early first slash fiction was Kirk and Spock pairings. Earliest shipping fiction, that's what you call it now, was Kirk and Spock. That's not what happens here. They're trying desperately to make it what happens here, though. They have Captain Ake befriends this sort of a white pale Klingon, the ship she knew from a long time ago. They were apparently an item, and then there's evidence that they had sparred before. Yes, but considering they're now older people, it's merely just kind of cringe. That's all. But yeah, so we have our but people, sure, why not? There's very little to. Okay, so we have this backstory. We have this sort of. They found a planet to put the Klingons on, and Thon Alpha, which has nothing to do with my fan films, and at all. And it's like it is odd that they can just choose a planet, or their inhabitants there. They might not want to have their planet taken. I just thought of that after the review. They probably don't want their planet taken. They do a mock battle, and which is kind of silly. And then they basically just decide, oh, we've taken the planet, we've conquered it, it's ours, from orbit. They haven't landed on the planet. They haven't taken the planet. They're in orbit. They decided they control the planet from orbit. Something else didn't point out in the other review. Like, how are they going to do that? And also, the Trek Yards, I'll give them credit for pointing that out, and as well as in their review, their longer review. Also, the idea that the Romulans would be a diaspora either is, or the Federation even, in that universe, in that timeline. And then there's conflicting star dates. The star date, if you added it up, would indicate that it's 3191, but it's 3195 in this episode. So it's 3195. So, yeah, they must have had a star date change at some point. It's weird that they're almost using Next Generation dates still, and that they choose 818.33. I would just say 3190, 3195.5 or whatever. I would just use that. Abrams because it's the Abrams timeline. All of Discovery, the last 8 years, all of these shows, have all been Abrams timeline, except maybe not Lower Decks. Yeah, but yeah, and yeah, so we have so the star date's off, but that's not important really. 3195, fine. It has the idea of the diaspora being that if you have an empire and the home star goes nova, or the planet goes nova, then the empire goes nova. No. Yeah, why would the other planets that they settled as well be destroyed? They would be fine. Go to those planets. They would not be the hunted species at all. But they didn't ask me, so. And they probably aren't likely to ask me. So yeah, that is. Yeah, I'm okay with the characters. They were acting all right. The Koinonian guy is the hunky jerky guy that kind of is reminiscent of the Fallen One characters and the Valley Religious in my fan films. Kind of. Genesis's name is kind of similar to the Carter character. But yeah, it's a coincidence. It's definitely a coincidence. Mark's Card has reviewed some of that and like, no, that's a coincidence. That's not one of yours. We haven't done an uncanny Calcat scene yet. But if they did do the apple toss, they have done a Mark's Card scene already. But yeah, neck of the ship. Also, the neck of the ship reminds me of those old 70s or 80s style label makers. The neck of the ship resembles a trigger label maker. There's the round saucer on the top, and you have like a gun, and you click it, and you can make different letters because you spin the label maker around. You can choose different letters to put on the label, and the label would feed through the neck, come out, and you would label like this is filing, this is clerical, this is old school label maker from like those old library label makers. Also, it looks a little like a modern hole punch gun. Yeah, because somebody looked on their dresser and was like, oh, yeah. Yes, and the troll pointed out that there was a lotion bottle. And it's like, I was just putting up things on the background that resemble ships, because there was a bottle ship. So, and there was a ship that looked like this too, the stapler. Anyway, so yeah, there was a ship that kind of looked like a tip towel roll. Yeah, so there you go. They're just grabbing stuff from their office. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so they're That's, I mean, other than, oh yeah, they have a Klingon episode, and they find out that his parent ship survived, which means the entire story is like, well, oh, sorry about saying that we thought they were gone when they weren't. Trek Yards pointed out they probably should have showed a scene where they land on the planet and they find them again, just for closure. But I get why they didn't. They want to save that for later, or it's not important to them. Either or. Yeah, so that's, yeah, I think this review is actually more succinct than the other one. It was fine. They didn't go for the weird Discovery Klingons. It was, I don't care if the yellow shirt character and the Jem'Hadar lady are an item. I don't care. Doesn't bother me at all. But yeah, and I don't mind that there's a female Jem'Hadar hybrid because I thought of one of the first female Vorta hybrids. So there, for my fan film, I'll add that. It wasn't just that episode, The Ship. There was a contest in it, and I wanted to do that. And later on found out that, they wanted to do their own thing, when they showed the episode. But yeah, they wanted to do their own thing with it. So. Anyway, so, yeah, I wasn't on the, yeah, I was just, it was a contest, writing contest. But yes, and, yeah, a bunch of us, thousands of people sent in scripts. But the fact that they used some of my idea in that episode, The Ship, is awesome. Deep Space Nine. But yes, my episode was called Fearful Symmetry. Ooh, anyway, later redone as a, yeah, doesn't matter. Later redone as a fan film. Anyway, so yeah, so I'm okay with it. The reason it's relevant is there's a female Jem'Hadar. That's the reason it's relevant. But she acts nothing like the character in the story. They found a way to hybridize Klingons and Tellarites and Klingons and Jem'Hadar. There's probably the basis of it is a Klingon, and they just gave it traits of the other people. They just they somehow augmented it, so they're wearing a Jem'Hadar part of the outfit, or kinda. There's other technical traits, which isn't how traits work. Hybridization is not how traits work. But that's, hybridization, you end up with a sterile character. But yes, so yeah, that's it. I think that's it. This is a review of Oxen Excelsio, a remake of the review, so it doesn't look as crappy. Yeah, and yeah, we can't afford backgrounds. Sorry. Another thing.